Frustrating trading day today, giving back yesterday's gains. It's always a frustration to have a nice day and then give them back the next day. Very difficult market. All 7 trades were losers, 2 in the Nasdaq, 5 in the S&P, and we'll go over the markets and go over the trades. And so right around minus 1800 on the week, coming into our strong part of the week, and we were $1,400 away from an equity peak yesterday. And I thought we would have more favorable price action because we have had very little favorable price action all month long. And so let's go over the price action. And we're up on the month, and so that's good. 2 trading days left in the month. And here is the 1-minute chart of the Nasdaq today. Here is the overnight session. Market sold off, and then it went to a divergent pattern, meaning that it made a move down here. 15 minutes into the trading, then took out the highs, these recent highs, then it took out these lows, then it took out the highs twice, and then it came back and took out these lows twice, and then rallied on Meta and Roku earnings in the after hours. And so just a difficult market to trade, going back and forth in a narrow range. The VIX is in a narrow range as well. It was in this narrow range, and we talked about how it could head fake down and then came right back into the range. It's going to head fake up now, which might mean that the market would go down, but continues to play coy all month. It's the longest, I think this is the longest posturing I've ever seen, or in recent memory. It's hard to trade a market that all of a sudden is trading much differently than it did for the last few years. And you can see this in the average range over the close. The average range over the close, this would represent the range as a percentage of closing value. So right here, 0.013 is 1.3%. The high minus lows is 1.3% of the range. And if you look at it, since April the 11th, this average of the last 12 has just dropped. And if you draw a line back, it hasn't been here since January of 2022, and it was at lower levels between October and for about a month. It traded like this for about a month in 2021, from mid-October to mid-November. And so this has been from 411, it's been at these levels. And so it can do that. The market can trade like this in these narrow ranges. The difference in this narrow range, though, was the market was higher. The market moved higher in a steady trend. And right now, this just measures the range. It's not telling you the trend component. It's very compressed range. And so the ranges are small, but up here, the ranges are small, but sideways here. And we are in an environment that we've talked about where there's 3 phases to this potential market environment. It's hard to know which way the market's going to go. But the first phase is the market should go down, but it goes up instead. The liquidity. Second phase, the market should go down, and we anticipate to go higher, but it goes sideways instead, which is where we are now. The third phase could be the market should go down, and then it does go down. And so we'll see. We're at an inflection point where it could break out. It still feels like it's a coy market that wants to go higher to me, but we'll see. We have to anticipate anything. At the end of the day, we're flat, but we like to anticipate the market and discuss ideas for trading systems. And so let's go over the trades now. So it's been a while since we've had all of our trades end up at losers on the day, 0% winners. And so it's been a while. As far as the strategies, so Cobra CT3 was down on the day. Bought the dip, initially went up, and then it pulled back, stopped out right at the lows. And then we had Tick Fader, stopped out at those lows before it rallied again, but then it eventually rolled over too. So tick count trend has been one of our profitable strategies the previous 2 trading sessions before this, not yesterday, but on Friday and Monday. Today it was down, and just unusual price action, the way this trend was controlled on the downside. It really felt like the market was about to wobble and roll over, and then it just kind of stayed in this controlled trend line and then bounced at the end of the day. And then tick count trend dynamic turnaround, took this long trade, just kind of a machine-like support right there. Tick chop, took the short trade, took the long trade. There was a winning trade. The short trade was a winning trade, but the strategy was down on the day. So 0 for 5 on the strategy results on the S&P, the Nasdaq. Only had 2 strategies trade, tick reversal. Both trades were losers, and tick reversals really struggled. So this is one of our top strategies in this market environment with a compressed range, and reversing in a narrow range is tough to trade, and tick reversal has received the brunt of it. AT 2020, one of our top strategies longer term, has just failed this year, and so down on the day trying to go short, and so continue to do research. Good thing is we are up on the month with 2 trading days left, and going into our more favorable time period of the week and of the month. And so we have not really had any moves all month long. We're not used to seeing that. We're used to seeing a market that moves. And so let's look at the 60-minute chart of the Nasdaq once again, and you'll see, it's hard to know which way this market's going to go. Like I said, we talked about how it took out these lows and then rallied. Then it took out these lows and tried to rally, and then it's just got this machine-like downtrend, and it's at this inflection point where if this is just a pullback, it could rally higher or it could accelerate to the downside. And so we're at the low end of the range on the month. And will we go back to the high end of the range, or will we break it down, or will we chop right here? Next week there is GDP and the Fed, and so the market could be end up being an extremely unusual month in the fact that it just never really had any nice trends or favorable moves all month long. Possibly be that, or we could have this time squeeze where we've waited all month and now we're going to get a massive move one way or the other. And so we'll see. Looking forward to tomorrow's trade and hopefully more positive results. These are the trades on the day for Wednesday, April the 26th, 2023. Hey, David Bean here. Welcome to Capstone Trading Systems YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to join our community of algorithmic traders. We are real money traders. We share our winning streaks, we share our losing streaks, as well as market updates, strategies, and coding tips.